Okay, today's a big day. Today's the day we drive to Salt Lake City. I just barely finished filming inside of this greenhouse. And you probably saw that video yesterday. But we're going to keep doing our morning chores. And right now we're going to walk through the Summerhouse. I just want to be able to show you kind of my daily routine. Checking on the farm. The entire morning chores are about an hour. I just like to walk around everything and look things over. I like to look for any wild animals. I like to look for any problems, and I like to look at things that are doing really well. So we have our summer house here, and there's been a lot of weeds here this year. Last year when I put down the hay, the weeds didn't grow. This year there's been a lot of weeds we've had to pick out of here. But it's been manageable. We've come in here about 5 times and just pulled the weeds that were going to seed. I think what I'm going to do this year is water it good and tarp it to try to get those weeds under control. But I have kale, and I have watermelons, and the anasazi beans, and we have the yellow crookneck squash. And we've been harvesting quite a few things out of here. It's been fantastic. There's a little crookneck. It looks like a straight neck, but there's a crook right there. So these are ready to pick. There's a Hubbard squash. It's growing. More kale as we go up this row. There was a melon I was going to show you, but it's gone. Wonder why it's gone. That's a disaster. I think it's gone because the leaves covered it. So here's a little melon here. There's a melon there. We're too late in the year. Okay, here's a Minnesota midget cantaloupe. Okay, when I twist it like that, it didn't come off. So I'm not going to pick it. It has a smooth skin, that's odd. Here's a giant zucchini that we didn't get picked. So the only thing it's good for now is grating it into banana bread. Then we have a bunch of tomatoes in here. And it's in mid-September. And they just barely started turning red. So that's not a good variety to grow in this climate. Here's a Moon and Stars watermelon. And here's a big old cantaloupe. Look at this bad boy. Oh yeah. So when you tip it like that, if it comes off, see how this is broken off right there just by barely tipping it? See right here. See, it's that golden color. And then right there, if we just barely tip it like this. Okay, that one didn't come off by putting a little pressure on it, so I'm going to leave that there. This one did come off, so it's ripe. So what we do is we smell this. Oh, it's to die for. Oh, that smells so good. The shelf life's not very good on these once they're that way and they fall off the vine. But that's the best eating experience there is. There's another melon. Okay, there's another cantaloupe down there that's turning. This is why we walk it every morning, is to see what's happening. Because if there were animals in here eating these melons, I'd have to get vicious and do something to protect the melons. There's a melon, and here's a bunch of tomatoes in the tomato row. That looks like a pumpkin, which is funny because I didn't plant pumpkins in here. Sometimes things just come up. And then here's a special variety of something. I don't know what that is. What did I plant here? Where's my plant tag? Okay, so here's one of the crookneck melons. See how this is crooking down right there? Pretty great. Crookneck melons, man. There's another melon. And I don't remember these varieties, or I'd be saying the names. I would have to look at the plant tags. But I'm in a hurry because we're leaving for Salt Lake in a few minutes. So I just have to check things over. The reason I'm checking it, and I'm in a hurry, is because you always check stuff. Because if you don't check it, you'll lose your entire farm. There could be an emergency. I may have to do something. Get a neighbor to help me or whatever. There's fruit down here. Yeah, there's a little squash right down in there. So there's things in here. There's food in here. Food is growing. Last year by this time we already had killing frosts. So these melons are not growing very fast. They need to hurry up. Sometimes a tiny frost that nips the fruits can make the plants ripen quicker. I don't know if that's completely true, but I have been observing that happening, and we've not been having cold nights. We had a tiny frost outside in a couple of places, but in here not so much. See the plants turning yellow in here? I think, who knows why or what that is. I think it's this specific variety. So I planted about 20 varieties of melons in here. I wanted them to cross-pollinate. So anything that was flowering at the same time certainly could have, because we're trying to develop a landrace breed that will grow in this climate. Now we're coming up here. Here's my tubs that I make my compost in. So have them all stacked here in my composting area. I don't have an active compost pile right now. So here we are. Hopefully that helped you to walk through your summer house.